with the Truth Network. I've got a YouTube channel and I'm on other social media platforms exposing the truth I find out about. Feel free to reach out anytime you like if you believe I've got something wrong or missed something. There's apparently over 51 million YouTube channels. Imagine being able to choose from all of those um, and then what's on Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all of the different reels that are available. So what I regularly do throughout the day and night is update this research library and deploy it through the Truth Network. So the water is really important, the water we consume, the water we bathe in. I bathe in reverse osmosis drinking water, and I add powerful electrolytes to it as well. Just going to set that down there. A lot of people will be curious, or I should say, people will be curious and they'll ask me about it. And then I'll mention the importance of good, healthy, clean water in our body. So the water in that we bathe in, that we come in contact with, it will absorb into our body. Then the other thing is, for example, being out here in the salt and sun and salt water and mist and all that, is it can be pretty tough on the skin. So I'm using a healthy, a 50-50 blend of coconut oil, organic, and organic castor oil. And also in about 5 ounces of each, I'll add, when I combine those, I'll add about an ounce of hyaluronic acid. I get that from Amazon. I get the castor oil from Amazon. When I'm bathing in the reverse osmosis drinking water, I've got a ground wire going into the bathtub because it's a composite bathtub connected with PVC plumbing. So it's insulated from the earth until I drop the ground wire in. In that water, I will add a tablespoon of boron, baking soda, magnesium, which is Epsom salt, and then a full spectrum sea salt. I'm using the sea salt I get from Amazon to drink. I'll add about a teaspoon to the water I drink, and that's a copper rod. The reflection, so there's the direct sunlight and then the reflection off of the beach that will magnify that energy that's added to that water. And then there's a deep penetration of the sunlight into the human body, which builds up the immune system. Healthy, fresh air, sunshine is good for us. So I believe I mentioned baking soda in my bath water. It's a tablespoon of each, and then a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, along with a few drops of each of the chlorine dioxide. It's good for water purification. You can get it at a camping station. Could be real helpful to have on hand in times of trouble where water is difficult to get. I have a portable water desalinator, so I could pull drinking water out of this if I needed to, if I wanted to. And then the smoothie that I drink will have healthy fruits, vegetables, chia seed, apple cider vinegar, garlic, whatever I feel like I need. So anyway, I put this information out for your consideration, and then people will do whatever they can do with that. It's a decentralized learning system, and it's somewhat of a key to it. In a map, there's a key that helps you to understand understand certain things about the map. In a similar way of living in this Matrix, Truman Show, Twilight Zone kind of world that Terminator, Blade Runner, Soylent Green, all of these different movies are a form of predictive or preemptive programming. And then we get a lot of propaganda on the official narrative that's perpetuated through higher education, PhDs, and people with lots of money, and they people conflate that with credibility and truth. And unfortunately for the unaware, they're being deceived. So there's truth all around us and deception. Pride is a powerful catalyst for deception. Proud people are easily deceived. See that? It's not trickery, that's just the way it is. Where we stand makes a difference. Being barefoot in the sand makes a huge difference. Earthing, grounding, we're electrical beings. Today there was lightning out in that thunderhead there. It was beautiful. Not so much right now, I don't see any. I did see lightning bolts though earlier today. It was spectacular actually. So where will you spend forever and why? I believe the doctrine of election, the biblical proclamation that the Almighty is all-powerful and all-knowing, and He determines who His children are. And Jesus, also known as Yeshua, Yahweh, the living Word, the living water, the great I Am, the Alpha and Omega, knowing the end from the beginning, He says you need to be born again to even see the kingdom of heaven. How's that going to happen? Only by His grace, because unregenerate human beings don't want to hear it. Largely, people determine their belief based on their appetite. So when the Holy Spirit changes the appetite and indwells His children, we're radically changed. That's why I'm doing this. It's not about showing people how right or how smart I think I am. The Almighty knows it all. Satan knows a lot. The fallen one, Satan will use who and what he can. The Almighty will use it all, including him and his family. So you can look into that if you care to. This is a lifelong learning experience for me. I've been wanting to know who's in charge and what's going on, and I gotta say, it's very different than the official narrative taught by parents and schools and daycares and advertisements and all of that. So hopefully the sound came through okay. I checked it out. I did a mic check and it seemed to work all right. And then, of course, I've got the Truthmobile up in the parking lot. This is 62nd Street North, Cherry Grove, South Carolina. North Carolina is a couple miles over this way, and I can see a lot of fog on the water. It's going to be another pretty hot day today, not just here, but all over. The topics that I feature in my library are created by quality content creators. There's humor there, there's tragedy, and documentaries, everything in between. So there you go. How about that? So thank you all for your public and private encouragement. Feel free to reach out anytime you like. I'm gonna let that go another wave. I want you to see how it'll go around the water jug. What will that look like right there? It'll magnify the sunlight enough that on a combustible surface like wood or grass, it'll catch it on fire. Out here, there's no worries, actually. So to accelerate this, I'm just going to move it in a little bit. So where we stand makes a difference, metaphorically, literally, and our dietary and lifestyle choices have a huge effect on our lives. People reflect off of the wet sand. They reflect, I include myself, past, present, future, hopes, dreams, fears, all of that. So it's only by God's grace that anybody can love and believe the truth, let alone find it. So there you go. I want to thank you all for your public and private encouragement. Feel free to reach out anytime you like.